Hey guys, what's up? ASMR video vlog, talking to a wall, rambling. I'm gonna do that story that I've told a couple of times before about how when I hung out with that homeless guy in a bathroom and it changed my life, or it should have changed my life, right? I realized what a mistake I made in life. ASMR. Remember, if you like these videos, like, sub, so like, comment, share, support the channel if you want. And I've been thinking about this story because I also want to relate it to another story that I'm going to do in a video. But I've just been feeling really down. I was really sick again last year, and man, it's just continuing into this year. And I feel extremely fucking defeated and not good about life, clinging to the will to live, basically. And I always think about this story, right? When that kind of stuff happens, about all the mistakes I've made in life. And sometimes there's no happy ending to this story. So plot twist or spoiler, there's no happy ending to this story. But sometimes when you tell stories or give advice, you're actually just reaffirming your own ideas or trying to remotivate yourself, I guess. I don't know, but basically, and what happened was, you know, it happened around the time, and this is crazy, right? I had this few year period, right, where I was really quotation marks cool, right? Really quotation marks cool to a lot of people, right? My pictures were being stolen on the internet a lot. Like I said, I always feel like, man, I should have taken advantage of that, right? When my pictures were being stolen so much on the internet, I got to meet a lot of people, and sometimes I go back and look, and you would not believe some of the girls that I have actually, we used to Skype. Some girls that are now basically, God, I think one girl has like 1 million followers on YouTube or something like that now. I met a lot of people, and oh my God, some of these girls are so fucking hot. And I think about what a fucking idiot I was, right? But God, I should check. I think one of the girls actually does have 1 million followers now. I mean, I'm sure it's hundreds and hundreds of thousands. Lots of, random models and all this kind of stuff, and influencers, whatever the fuck you want to call it. But anyway, so I was like, it was at a time when I was actually pretty quotation marks cool in a fake way. I told the story. I had guys wanting me to help them pick up girls and all this kind of stuff. And the craziest story from that is I told that story where that one guy, I found out that basically the whole time, because every time we would go, and that wasn't a lot, but every time we would hang out or something like that, or he would interact with me on the internet, I saw him kind of like talking shit about me. And I was like, is this dude? I know this is, a big warm up to this story. And this guy was always on the internet. Whenever someone would talk to me, he would kind of like take a shot at me, talk shit about me, or when we would see each other in life, whatever it might be. And I thought he was doing it kind of as a joke, but then he was going so hardcore with it in front of other girls. I'm like, is this dude even joking? And even a friend told me, he's like, dude, I don't think this dude is cool. This dude is like not saying this stuff in a joking way, right? It wasn't like, oh, hey, we're all joking around. And basically, I found out that, the dude was jealous that while I was in the hospital all the time, I lived, but his grandpa died. And so he wanted to prove he was cooler than me. And he wanted to make all these girls hate me because, well, yeah, he was jealous that his grandpa died in the hospital, but I lived. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? Are you a fucking? The thing is, too, the guy was actually a good-looking dude. It was weird. He wasn't even a bad-looking dude. And also during this time, this few-year period of time, remember, I actually had about 4 months, just besides regular health stuff. I actually had about 4 months of being really, really sick, right? You know what I mean? Like where people were helping take care of me on and off again. I couldn't walk on and off again. I was collapsing, and it was a pretty scary time. Like I said, there was actually, I didn't even know if I'd ever be able to jack off again at certain times. I was just so sick and completely out of it. And I know it's a long warm up, but I think about some of these girls I was talking to, you know what I mean? Because I was extremely stuck at home because, it was dangerous for me to drive and, it was dangerous for me to walk half the time, right? So half these girls had no idea just how really, really fucking sick I was at that time, right? You know. But besides all this stuff, or you know what I mean. And I was also even, God, I know this is probably sounds so boring. Like, what is the story, Clayton? You know what I mean? I was when I was getting all these messages when people were like stealing my pictures and all this kind of stuff, I was not one of those people that was like, oh, I'm only going to talk to the girls. I decided, like, I felt lucky that people thought I was cool. And so I answered everybody. It didn't matter, guys, all that kind of stuff. And of course, I had tons and tons of haters, right? But during this time as well, I kind of was like looking for a meaning in my life, right? And especially when I was stuck at home so often, right? And I kind of really was going out of my way to try to be, not that I wasn't nice before or something like that, but I was trying to help as many people as I could, I guess, right? And, I remember I talked to, and God, there's so many stories of, I would meet other sick people and I would try to find out about their life, and they may not even know that I'm sick yet, right? And I remember one girl, she's just, man, she was about to kill herself, and we talked for, God, we were talking for a very long time, right? Just tons of crazy stories of people being, talking to other sick people, talking, I guess, random homeless people, I guess. But well, let's just skip ahead, basically, to this specific homeless guy's story, right? And the craziest thing, I can remember I was in the bathroom with this guy, right? And he was like, man, I knew you were different because you were the only person that when I said hi to you, you stopped and you started talking to me. I knew you were different then. Like, no one ever talks to me, and you stopped and you were talking to me. And so the guy was then with me in the bathroom, and it was kind of like awkward because he was in the bathroom with me. And God, I don't even remember if he said this exactly, but he's like, "Aren't you gonna go pee or something?" And I'm kind of bladder shy, so this guy's just like standing over me, and I'm like, maybe I don't need to go to the bathroom. I don't know. It was just kind of awkward, right? You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know if I have to go to the bathroom. It was kind of weird, right? But anyway, so we were talking. I don't remember how fucking long we talked, right? It was not a 5 minute conversation. It could have been like an hour. Who knows, right? But we're hanging out in the bathroom, whatever. And, eventually it's like, okay, dude, I really got to leave. But so I tried giving him some food, and I remember I gave him some cereal and some water. And he's like, well, what am I going to do with this, basically? And I'm like, well, I'm trying to give you like food and stuff, dude. And he's like, well, I can't eat cereal with water. And I just remember standing there, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm trying to give you free stuff, and I'm giving it's obviously new. This stuff is brand new. It was just bought. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't want cereal and water? And he's like, well, how am I supposed to eat cereal without milk? And I remember kind of just standing there, dude, and I was like, are you serious? And I guess because, like I said, it has a long warm up because I just remember, like, there was just this few year period of time when I feel like I was just wasting my life. And especially when I go back and I look at the pictures and I think about, like I said, God, you have no idea how crazy, how bizarrely I should have taken advantage of how popular I was at that time, like how fake cool I was. Like, people were stealing my pictures all over the internet. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm probably one of the rarest people that has had their picture stolen on the internet so much that it did not become famous because I just didn't take advantage of it. I mean, you should look at the pictures of these girls that I'm Skyping with that have spilled their spaghetti for me, dude. I was having girls, I literally had girls cry to me on camera. They did not think I was actually real. I was having people, I was so fake popular at the time. Like, I had like people sort of knew me in different cities. They had like heard about me and they would come up and talk to me. And I told stories. I had girls would actually come up to me and nag me, be like, yeah, you know what? This is going to be the first time I bet you've ever heard it. But no, you've never heard no in your entire life, have you? And I told that story. This girl did this in front of other people. Like, what? And I tried to be like, well, hey, what's up, right? And she's just like, no. I had girls, me and them about to do shit, and they just said, well, why do you like me? And like, you couldn't even do anything. They're like breaking down in front of you. And oh man, just so many crazy. And of course, I had so many people who were always talking about what a shitty person I am. You get so many random hate, and I guess you could probably tell. Just look at the video game community, right? You're such a shitty person, blah blah blah. We know you probably did this, blah blah. And the thing is, and because I wanted to relate to this to Interpals, I was going to do a story about Interpals because man, Jesus Christ, thousands and thousands of messages from that site, right? But the crazy thing is, thousands of messages from people all over the internet. And it sounds retarded, and I realize it's retarded, but most of these people I didn't flirt with. When I had all these chances, most of these people, I was just like, you know what? I just want to make the world a better place. And I spent so much time talking to random homeless people, just random, like, dudes even. You know what I mean? I didn't even use the power that I had to just do nonstop fucking. Do you get what I'm saying? And I remember in that like bathroom with that homeless guy, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go back home to all these thousands of messages, and there's just gonna be tons of those messages are just gonna be crazy people like talking shit about me, saying that they know that I did this, that I did that. And there's going to be all these girls that they think I'm having sex with that I'm actually just, talking to as a friend. I'm finding out about their life. And I just realized what a mistake I've made. I thought about, man, I've met so many other sick people in the hospital. And a lot of times these other sick people, they don't even know that I'm sick until they eventually find out. And then you would get into that conundrum of, oh boy, man, then that's another social thing that I've talked about that, you meet someone and you're talking to them and they're sick and all this kind of stuff. And, maybe they don't even know that you're sick at first. And then they find out you're sick and then they feel like guilty. You know what I mean? And then they can't even be your friend because they find out the kind of health problems that you're dealing with. They're like, then they don't even want to be friends, right? So you have this idea that first of all, most people don't even give a fuck about another person, right? Legitimately. Most people don't give a fuck about another person. I can't even tell you how many people have talked shit about me in the hospital before while I'm in the hospital. It still fucking happens. I had some girl recently, just a couple days ago, she's messaging me just right now saying, she's blaming me basically for her trying to kill herself. And I'm like, what are you fucking talking about? Are you fucking crazy? Well, let's not even answer that. But and the thing is, like I said, I answer so many people. I had so much power. And I think I'm talking to these random sick people, random homeless people. And, I kind of cringe when I say it because it's not like, oh, God, let me leave the house today and find a homeless guy. Because it was not like that at all. But it's definitely one of those things that when I saw a homeless guy or someone would come up to me, I would go and, okay, we're going to, talk for a while. I'm going to try to make your day better. Maybe I'll get you something, right? So again, not one of those things that, again, Clayton's not, I'm on the search for a homeless guy. It wasn't something like that. So I'm not Jesus. Okay. It wasn't that, but I spent so much of my free time trying to help people. And I just always think about this story and what an idiot I was. And I'm like, dude, I'm hanging out in a bathroom with a homeless guy right now. I have girls that spill their spaghetti for me that think I am so fucking cool. I have a bunch of haters on the internet that think I am a terrible person that have no idea that I'm doing this kind of shit. And now I'm going to go home. And I just think the craziest thing, like, I was just like, do you realize how fucking crazy that is? And I think about it, I was so far down the rabbit hole, and I feel it even now that I had just wasted my life. And of course, like I said, man, during that time, there were 4 months of that time that I was basically stuck at home. People randomly taking care of me because I was collapsing and I couldn't walk. My health had taken a really big turn for the worse. And I think, wow, what a idiot I was. And I still think about that. And, I'm better now. God, I'm almost kind of like cynical about it now because I am a little bit better about it now. Like half the time, sometimes I realize you just got to flirt with somebody or else they don't actually want to be your friend. So it almost kind of sounds kind of like you're almost kind of like, Jesus, does that make you sound like a sociopath or something like that? I don't know. Okay, but sometimes you feel like, man, the girl, she's okay. Sometimes, sometimes it's like, there's still like the simp in me and the idiot that I will answer people that I don't really care to talk to because I just think it's like making the world a better place and being nice. You know what I mean? And sometimes I'd be like, I'm not really attracted to this person, but let me compliment them, make them feel better. You know, that kind of stuff. Like I said, I'm a little bit better about just saying whatever the fuck I want nowadays, and but I definitely, you know, I just think now I've been, again, I had probably the worst cluster headache period, you know, I've had in my entire life, or at least the second worst since I first got sick as a kid. You know what I mean? I had the worst cluster headache period, like 3 months or whatever this was of really. I can't believe Jesus Christ. I had five in a fucking week one time, and it was on and off throughout the whole day. And I think that's why COVID actually hit me so bad. You know what I mean? Because I had basically one week where I just did not sleep at all. It was just, I was just insane, you know, kill you kind of pain. You know what I mean? And then I ended up getting COVID. Then I was in the hospital, and you know, man, oh my God, all my hair's coming out now, and I've been at the doctor multiple times, and like, oh yeah, you know, well, some people when they're in the hospital like that, and you're really sick, so you know, you might lose half your hair. It's probably, you know what I mean. I've already had times, you know, where I've lost almost all my hair, and it feels so depressing, and it's like, man, I wasted. I don't know, you know, it's so crazy. I don't think people, you know, and that's just on top of other health stuff. I just think, dude, God, you know, I'm saying already, like, what a mistake, dude. What a fucking mistake, dude. You know, you realize that people don't really care about each other. No one knows that I'm fucking helping these random people. And I just think about me and this homeless guy in the bathroom. And I tried to get him food and water. And he was just like, well, what am I going to do with cereal without milk? And I just remember I just took the cereal and I took the water and I just put it back. And I'm like, okay, dude, well, I got to go. And I just remember walking and I was just so, I just like hated myself, and I still hate myself for that. Like, God, I feel like, you know, in this video I should show you, you would not believe the girls that have spilled their spaghetti for me. And plus, I mean, we have pictures on, you know, Skype and all this kind of stuff. Insane. Absolutely insane. And then, God, I wish I had like video, you know, Jesus Christ. I remember one time I was walking around the mall. Jesus fucking Christ, the police came, a security guard, and said I was making a scene, and I had to like button up my shirts because my chesticles were too exposed and girls were getting super horny. Can you believe that? That sounds fucking retarded, and it's true. And the story was even on my Instagram before, because I took oh my God, and it was like, are you serious? Is this? And I was like, yeah, dude, look, this is insane. Can you even imagine being that popular when you're a nobody and you don't even take advantage of it? And then you're going out and hanging out with a fucking homeless guy afterwards? And I just, God, what an idiot. And the thing is, I can tell this story, and I know 99% of people, well, probably most people will probably think it's fake, even though, you know, I don't have a picture of me and the homeless guy. I guess I can't prove the story. But you know what? I remember this story so vividly. We could go to the bathroom, because I remember exactly where the fucking bathroom was. Because I remember, God, I remember just cringing about it even now. Oh, terrible story. And I'm just so far down the rabbit hole, and I just wasted so much of my life. And I just feel like, but I was so far down the rabbit hole, you can't even get out, dude.